Hey guys, LordBotz here, bringing you a build guide on the super speed build. And I'd like to first give credit to both Book of Joshua and LordBotz for coming up with the original idea. I think I've just kind of fleshed it out a little bit more and made it quite a bit better. So we're going to go over all of these lovely things in this list here, and then we'll get right into it. Okay, let's get started with the passive tree. We're just going to cruise right through the soldier wheel, grabbing some health along the way, all the way down through the toughness into the warlock section for willpower regeneration, as well as spell cost speed, or spell cost reduction, excuse me. And then this transfer time from willpower to rage is extremely important. And then we're just going to shoot over to retaliation for some semblance of damage. And then we'll go up the other side of the tree over here in Sentinel, up through the toughness, up and snag movement speed. It's a pretty simple thing here because you're not really worried about survivability. But yeah, there's a few other options here, but we'll just kind of stick with that. Okay, next up are the attributes. Extremely easy on this setup here. You're just going to put everything into toughness and stay away from agility if at all possible. All right, let's move on towards the active skills. Okay, our first skill here is going to be Aether Jump. Pretty easy choices on this one. It's just going to be increased teleport range as well as casting multiple times at increased cost. So every time you cast, it's going to get more and more willpower intensive, but that we have ways of working around that. So the next skill is going to be Bulwark of Dawn, and we're going to choose the sacred damage to attacks as well as the ranged cast so you can help out your teammates, and that's really all it's for. It's not really for the heal, just for the added damage. Okay, now we have a support skill here, Winter's Grasp, and really this is just your oh shit button for when you're running around. We're going to want to choose increase area of effect as well as increase freeze duration, and this is just to get you out of a pinch in case you get stuck somewhere. Alright, now we have Arctic Spear, where we're basically just going to take the two increased damage nodes and move on. You can use any other damage skill, but I choose Arctic Spear. So let's move on. Alright, last but not least is going to be Mark of Impunity. This is only if you're going to do a weapon swap variant of this, where you switch over to a dagger so you can cast this Mark of Impunity, and you're just going to take what everybody else takes, which is the node for expanding to all targets that it hits, and then detonating the target's HP when it gets there. So that pretty easy choice there, and this is only in special situations where you don't have this in your group and you're actually going to do a weapon swap. Alright, next up are going to be the gems to socket in your gear, in a helmet, chest, and legs. You're going to want to put in either flawed barrel or flawed lapis lazuli. And lapis lazuli is just for trying to not get frozen and stuff like that, and the barrel is to keep your force shield up. Okay, next up we have our weapon, and you're going to want to socket flawed barrel into these. Pretty easy, just a ton of willpower generation. Last but not least for the gems is going to be all of your jewelry, and it's all going to be flawed cyanite. We want to do that for the willpower to rage switchover, and you'll see why here in the future. Okay, the last thing is going to just be looking for stats on these items. They're all very basic, just survivability things. So HP, force shield regeneration, any type of resists, including ailment resists, but steer very clear of agility and spell cast speed, because they actually increase the time that it takes for your increasing cost of your Aether Jump to reset. So the more cast speed you have, the longer that delay will be, so we want to completely ignore that. Let's take a look at a little bit of gameplay here and go over a few different weapon combinations that don't necessarily work, but just to demonstrate why we do what we do. So this is the combination that LordBotz uses, and it's mainly for the crowd control, but you can see that the Umbra just fizzles out and doesn't transfer over to rage very quickly without using potions. So you can use potions, and that works to an extent, but it's very limited. You run into the same exact thing using this other combination, which is just a weapon with 3 barrels in it and a catalyst with 3 barrels to help your willpower generation. You can also use a weapon with 3 barrels and a catalyst with 3 barrels, but you run into the same problem with the Umbra transfer. Although the rage converts back over into willpower very quickly, it just takes a while to get there. So with our setup, you can look at the Umbra generation and its transfer over to rage and see a massive difference. Then you can do some barrel rolls and kind of fit that 4-second delay and then restart again and keep going. I mean, this is just extremely effective in groups, and it's nearly unbeatable. I'm not sure how to make this any better, but it works extremely, extremely well. So again, thank you, LordBotz and Book of Joshua, for the idea. I just kind of took it a little bit further. I hope you guys stick around. I'm going to keep working on this new format and kind of tweak it a little bit. I'm not really liking the way the editing goes on this, so I think I'm just going to do more of a raw rundown of it like I have been in Twitch, and then add some graphics over the top. You guys let me know what you think down in the comments, or swing by Twitch, let me know what you think there, and hope to see you guys next time. Alright, adios. Best death ever.